Hello everyone. Confunction of life is based upon your knowing. Your knowing is one of the most severely undamaged in the capacity of your immunity, but the math condition of your method has been situated into a non-circumstances. What does that mean in relation to your provision to the layer of the templates? Because the layer of its templates is a separator to intuition, your weary. Your weary is based upon the instrument of the Java and also to and from the rework method of psychology. Because the rework method of psychology is based upon your program and data array, the instrument of the prologue, and also the confunction of your life. In time, once you network the area of the unexpertise, you will realize the decimal of the ninth dimension. The ninth dimension is based upon the instrument of the program and data array, the position of the query. Because in time, the math condition of the instruments is based upon the intuition of your mind. Because in relation to the intuition of your mind, physically, the understanding of bias is a pole. When it has bias by the pole is the element of funds to share into the maturity of understanding of life cycle. Because the position of the life cycle is based upon your intuition of knowing of by thou. By thou is based on your intuition of your area and to compromise the local law. The local law is based on your intuition of its time and also to convey of life, to draw things, to know things, to unrelease the pressure of the decompression by the conjuncture. The one weirdest thing has not arrived, but in time, when he does, he has a true base store in relation to this. Because based upon this is a step by stone in relation to harvestation and to program the data lay. Because the position of the data lay is also the instrument of knowing for. Knowing for is one of the I cannot tell you who owns this jumper, but maybe is your sister. Your sister. Proclaiming legally is the instrument or the instrument or the instrument based upon the versity of the plural and also to confer the funds of you. In time, my friends, the network of a polar will also be measured in relation to the $6 because based upon internet.on.net, the data array of the position will forex itself into the prefix, no, into the anon, and to and from the intuition of your soul trader. Because in that matter of time, once you share the right correction of the Broadcom before you can view the technology by the fifth and the sixth realm, the fundings of soil, you will reverse city into its grey box and to measure the anana. Because in relation to measure its anana is a consumption of the form to inform the comments in relation to web chat and to indicate the maturity of marketing degree by the fifth economy. The fifth economy is one of the most undamaged thing by this painter, whoever painted it, whether it's a print copy or the monala. Because based upon its shades of this print, the transmission of the Kori will also comply with its maturity and to understand the network of area. I'll be back in a minute. Anyway, the intuition of your soul, trader, is based upon your unmeasurement of a Tamba lake. No. In this way, whoever it is that drew the classes of the intuition of your creativity is a separator based upon you. But in you, will you restore its imagery based upon the capacity of Dr. Nulla? No. Consumption of your work before Dulada. Whether he is you or he is Prelix in relation to Jazon. But in time, once you know you, the consumption of you stole my file. Yeah, she rang. You can use it, but you can't get it out because I'm copying my file. I'm recording. Huh?
I can't unplug it.
No, you're not allowed because I'm storing my file. What? Have a look. Jeez. Ring her later. I'm storing my file.
But you did die.
Things takes time to store the file. Jeez. No, he's big. See? Whatever you say gets blocked off. Everybody will get blocked off. That's life. Don't piss me off. Anyway. Just easy, isn't it? All you do is plug in your computer and put the file on your computer. Voila! How impatient is he? Anyway. Anyway, where am I up to? Alright. Knowing is an element of the program to also confinement of the cycle, because the confinement of the cycle is based upon your intercution of the non-exody, because the non-exody is based upon the prelix, and in relation to the prelix, the reversity of your intuition will be forming into the ferment of life, because the ferment of life is based upon what you see, and what you see is what you not see. So what does this mean, painter, in relation to your ratio? Because in relation to your ratio, the understanding of art is itercative. It is the separator based upon your knowing. Because your knowing is based upon this, or this, or that. So whoever designed this, why do they offer the cracker? What does it mean to expose your intuition of knowing of. And what does it mean based upon the non-God? Does it look like God? It's not. But does it look like God? What is the meaning of the data layer by its third technology to paint a print copy? Paint a print copy? Oh. Paint a print copy. So, in that way, painting a print copy is the intuition of knowing of. And in knowing of is you. But how come it's you? And how come it's you? So, since there is no face in that way, which hand is a God? Human beings has two hands. Am I God? Or just bisexual? I don't know. What do you know? No look. So in that way, no look means what? See my left eye? No look means what? It's just the way you thoughts. To think, cartoon character. But when you think the cartoon character, Melissa, what is your thinking of the cartoon character? No. What is your knowing of the thinking character? And what are you knowing of the way it forms into the child? But in time, whether, which way, see, it's a God or humanity is your realm in relation to your smartness of days instead of being a Dhamma. So when you draw this, Leonardo da Vinci, what is you to know of? Ah. You to know of is the wisdom of your line in relation to your knowing. So, does that look like he's connected to a human? It looks like it. So whoever drew it, how does he know that it's you instead of him? Oh, you instead of him? I just had a nap and I just woke up. But anyway, so knowing you, artistically, the deferment of life is based on your gayness of life. No, based on your mission of life, to know its own ring. And when you know its own ring, based upon your molestation or intuition of your knowing, is that you do not know what to know. But in a matter of time, what to know, when you draw the sibling of the cartoon character to provision a preview and trial is based upon you. But in you, how did you know knowing what to know? Psychologically, the understanding of the fingerprint, shall it indicate the velocity of Grenna. That's his mother in relation to Mother Mary. But which one do you know? And since you don't know, when you paint and draw by the mesh, you are indicating the maturity of which way? Heaven, horizontal, vertical, Venetian, prolix. So which way is the area to knowing where it will be? Oh, so knowing where it will be is that, look, similarity, thumbs. But in each thumb, this is a longer thumb and that is a shorter thumb, just depending on its something, right? Of course. But whoever drew that before he painted that is a print copy based upon him knowing. But based upon him knowing a print copy, how does he know what that is in relation to not knowing whether it is? But it's just in time. The network of knowing is the area of your fairness of life. But the rotation of the Fahrenheit is a separator based upon the color. Oh. And based upon the color of your intuition of your program, you are grinding into the function of the AHA by Dubla. And the Dubla is based upon Angela. And Angela is a painter, a paint copy of a duplication by knowing where he is. But when she knows where he is that true or false? So in so designing the animation of knowing, is that the right correct shot of its own light cell? Its own light cell is based upon light sun. See? So knowing its lights, see my left eye, is your instrument based upon paint shop to grid the signal of understanding of knowing. And when you know the maturity of the light sun is a way to worm into the third dimension. But the third dimension is based upon you. And without you, you cannot share the own ink system based upon the printer, because once it has been printed, its own ignition will not state its value because it has been printed in relation to you. But in you, how can you convince its quantity before you execute into J? And so, and in that way, and so, we are sealing into this way. See? So in this way, the angle of you is the contour of the Alpha. And in that time, once we know the know of, it is the instrument in relation to your art. And in so, when we have a fair share in relation to your art, knowing what to know, we are simply the antiphila. She is the third generator at the temple in Springwell. Yes. Sorry, Buddha, I won't be there for 1 year. Not the one that looks like Caucasian. I know which one she is. The article is here. She was next to her, I think. I left her there for a little while. But anyway, the conferment of life is based on your instralay of the third generation. And in relation to the third generation, based upon your instrument of forming into the gravity by blistellating into gravon is the metro. And the metro is based upon the trains of understanding the bank fees later. Once we know the bank fees, we can also have a certain amount of profits, etc., etc. Simple, isn't it? Sooner or later, I'm going to go back to Commonwealth Bank tomorrow because I forgot my username and password on Commonwealth Bank online. Sorry. But anyway, in time, once we share the instrument of the orchestra, the consumption of life is based upon our intuition of our brother, and our brother is based upon our intuition of the cybertron, because the cybertron is based upon our instrument of a love impacting degree of its own way by Jesus to indicate what you know of by foe. And in foe, the third one is knowing what to know. But knowing what to know is a sequel of knowing what to know. And in time, when you know what to know, you can know what to not know in relation to print copy. Because in relation to print copy, the quality of printing in a printer machine by Wotton law to income Mother Mary is the consequences depending on you. But in what way is you? You never know. And since you never know, is that in time, once you share the never know, is that you are interesting into its own blessing. But in relation to its blessing by Moses, the 10 Commandments, is that you're not knowing what to know. And it's just a matter of time when you're not knowing what not to know. It's a sequel of the fireball by the dragon, and to indicate your unsolvable realm in relation to the 9th dimension. But as a matter of fact, the more we can figure out the corrects in relation to